were to ask you, what do you value? What do you believe about yourself? How confidently would you answer those questions? Because most people have no idea. And that's where I come in. Hey y'all, Maggie Dickens here. Welcome to All the Feels. I'm so glad you're here. You've been shattering those glass ceilings and checking off the to-dos of adulting. And now it's time for you to shed those pressures and expectations, to begin leaning into this crazy, beautiful life, and time to start getting real with what drives you. So let's begin creating the life that you crave, one feeling at a time. All right, y'all. Here we are for part 2 of Confident Living. If you missed part 1, check out the link below in the description box and make sure that you're hitting that like and subscribe button and the bell to get the notifications for when every one of these videos drops so that you're not missing a thing. Okay, so between you and me and Trixie May over there, how confident were you in answering those questions? Because I know when I'm working with people, often we start in a place of low confidence, low clarity. And many times that's because there's this assumption that in order to be a confident, successful person, you must be laser focused and walking this very thin line towards success. And I think that's crap. I think that's limiting. And I believe that is not allowing for the complexities of humanity. And so what are these complexities that I'm talking about? I'm talking about core belief systems and value sets. Now on the screen, I'm putting up an adapted list of core values, and that is from Brené Brown's Dare to Lead. And she has this list, and there are many other lists out there. One I saw was up of 400 different values. But all these values are just character traits, aspects, things that we hold important for ourselves, for the people in our lives, and our communities, small and large. And if you can read this list, I want you to notice that some of these are conflicting, and some of these are going to really be very, very important to you, and some are not at all. And some of these are going to be important in certain circumstances and not in others. And so when you work through the Transcender program or just work through your own journey of values work, it's important to come up with your priority, your list of priority when it comes to values. And understand that this list is going to vary not only from person to person and circumstance to circumstance, but as you grow in your life. And in my previous video, I think I mentioned that I don't believe in best lives. I believe in yes lives. And that is because when we align with our values and we address our core beliefs, which we will talk about in just a second, we're able to create goals, short-term and long-term, that really resonate with not only who we are, but the person that we want to show up as in every circumstance, understanding the small and slight variance in that person so that we can feel and maintain that authenticity, but understand that that doesn't mean that we're robots, right? And so values, it's understanding what they are and then figuring out the priority of each value in our life. Core belief systems are a frenemy to our value sets. And that is because when we have an alignment with our core belief systems and our value sets, wonderful things are happening. And we're able to maximize that journey that we're on. But when we don't address our core belief systems, they're often working against us. And what do I mean by that? Well, just like our value sets are much more than we originally assumed them to be, our core belief systems are often much more hurtful in our lives than we assume them to be. And that is because some of the most common core belief systems are, I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough. I'm a failure. I don't belong. I'm an outsider. Everybody who I love eventually leaves. These are just 4 of a dozen very common core belief systems. And subconsciously, we look to validate those lies, those sentences, those thoughts that we believe to be fact at one point or another. And maybe we believe them to be fact because there was some grain of truth in them at one point, but they're not true anymore. And when we are able to address them and change them, now there's some skills and some techniques that I teach and help people with. But the first is to identify which ones are my core belief systems that aren't helpful. And what do I want to believe about myself? What would I rather believe? And start looking to validate those in your life. Where in your life are these showing up to be more true? And your value set will help you find them. Because when you're living in your value set, in accordance with your value set, there is so much more ease and less struggle. And you're able to notice your own successes a lot more quickly and a lot more easily. All right, so back to that, I think the narrow path is crap thing. This to me is the most important part of understanding how to maximize your value set and your core belief system for confident living. And that is to allow yourself to make some mistakes and to feel out a new value or to practice new belief systems, because no one is going to make the exact right, perfect, best, correct decision every single time. That's just not realistic. And so instead, in this journey of life, if we widen the path, we have a lot more opportunity to maximize every decision and to maximize every opportunity. Now, a transcender that I have worked with told me that when I talked about this wide path, what came up for them was watching a wide receiver in American football run toward the end zone. And the end zone, goal. We've got that one goal, make it to the end zone. But instead of running just in a straight line, that player is weaving and dodging, stopping and starting, sometimes a few steps backwards, sometimes a few steps straight to the left or straight to the right. And this allows that player to avoid obstacles in their way. When they see the whole field, they're able to find the path that works best for them. This is possible when you understand the priority of your value set and how to enhance the relationship with your values, with your core belief system. And that path, that wide, full of opportunity path, that's your yes life. That's that confident space that we've been talking about. This is possible. There's a few tips and a few tricks that I am happy to teach you. So drop a comment below or send me an email, and I'm happy to talk with you more about how I can work with you individually on your path. Because we all deserve that space to assess where we are and where we're going. And right now, where we're going is into our second pillar of confident living, which is both and. Remember, we can live in both and. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you will be able to find out when that next video drops, and you'll be able to better understand how to take everything you've learned so far, add in both and living, and feel even more confident than you already do. Thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to our next step in this series. Take care, y'all.